Welcome back. Today we're looking at Module 2 in the same test. So if you haven't done the first video yet, I encourage you to go back and review that one first, and then jump on here with me, and we're going to work 10 more items in this test using the official SAT version of the Desmos graphing calculator. The purpose of this video is to help you become familiar with the calculator so that you can use it to give yourself a real advantage when you sit down to take your official SAT test. First, go ahead, pause the video, and go down and get your copy of this test if you haven't already, and open your Desmos graphing calculator. The links to both of those are in the show notes. The first item we'll look at is item number 6. This is located on page 45 of the test. To solve an equation like this one, type in the equation and locate the solution by looking for a vertical line in the graph. You'll notice there's nothing displayed on this screen, but if you zoom out, and you can use this little minus here to zoom out, or you can use your mouse wheel if you're have a mouse. There it is. When you click on this point, it will display the point of intersection with the x-axis, and that x-coordinate is the solution to the equation. So your solution is x equals 40, and that is what you would write for this test item. They don't give you an answer document, I don't think, on the official practice test or on the official SAT, so you would actually write it in the space next to the problem. X is equal to 40. The next item we'll look at is the same page, page 45, and it's item number 8. Before we do this item, I do want to show you how to clear this calculator so that you can start over fresh with each item with a new calculator with nothing on it. So click this gear, and you'll see delete all. Click delete all, and you'll notice how it adjusted the screen and the window and everything back to the way it was originally. So on item number 8, we're given a function f of x. So we're going to type this function in just as it appears. 1 divided by 10 will produce the fraction 10. I encourage you to use that shortcut instead of the keyboard at the bottom of the calculator. The question is, what is the y-intercept of the graph in the xy plane? Well, the y-intercept of the graph falls on the y-axis, and so 0, -2 is the y-intercept. So you would choose answer choice B. The next item we'll look at is number 10. This one is located on page 46 of the test, and we're given a system of equations and are looking for a solution. A solution will be where the graphs of these two equations intersect. So the first thing I'm going to do is just type in the two equations on separate rows in the calculator. So there's the first one, and the next one is here. Now to do the exponent of 2, type shift 6 and then type the 2 to make the exponent. Okay, and it looks as though these don't intersect, but they actually do. So I'm going to show you a really quick way to get your window adjusted, and that is to use a table. So you'll notice one of the ordered pairs is 3 100. You can actually put all of these ordered pairs in here if you would like, because it doesn't really take that long to do that. And then at the bottom on the left side of the calculator, on the table here, it's going to show a little plus sign and a little hourglass. That is zoom fit. When you click on that, it's going to adjust the window of the graph to fit these points, and you'll be able to see all of these solutions. Well, the only one that lies on both the red line, which is the first equation, and the blue parabola, which is the second equation, is the point 3 100. So the correct answer in this case is answer choice A. The next item we're looking at is item number 12. It is also on page 46. We're given a function p, and it's defined by an equation, and we're looking for the value of n where P of n is equal to 56. So the first thing we're going to do is type this in exactly as it appears. There is no need to change the variable. A lot of students think it is necessary, but it's not. So we're going to type it exactly as it appears, and notice it produced a function graph, which looks sort of like a cubic. It is a cubic function. We're looking for the value of n that will give an output of 56. So you're going to type a P, parentheses, and then input the value 2 for your first answer choice, and that was the correct answer. I do want to show you another one just to show you what it would look like if it's not the correct answer. So P of 8/3, we do 8 divided by 3 for that. The output is not 56. You can also put in a 7. That's not a 56. And you can put in 8. That is not a 56. So the correct answer was A. The next item we're looking at is item number 14, and this is located on page 47 of the test. We are given a list of values, and we are to determine the mean of this set of data. And so to do that, we're going to write a list in Desmos. To do that, you choose a letter. I'm going to choose lowercase a, but you can choose any letter that you want of the alphabet. And then you're going to use a square bracket, and then you're going to type in these values. Now here is where the biggest mistakes occur, and that is typing this in. And unfortunately, I can't help you do better at this, but just take your time. It's better to lose a second or two of time here than to rush through it and just miss the item that's simple, especially with no answer choices. The nice thing about Desmos is it does tell you how many elements you've typed, and it says 10 element list. Well, I know there's 10 values, so I'm feeling pretty good about my typing here. I don't think I've skipped anything. Now, to get the mean of these data, you would type MEAN, open parentheses, and put the name of your list, and it's as simple as that. The mean is 10. Now, I do want to show you a couple of other things in case they ask something else, because they could ask, what is the median? Well, you can type median and put A in there. Or maybe you want like the quartiles or some other weird thing. So let's do STATS and then A. And then see all that information, the minimum, the maximum, the median, all that information. So this is a really nice tool to use. If you're not familiar with it, I encourage you to play with it. But this answer was 10 because it did ask for the mean of these data. The next item I'm looking at is item number 15. It's on the same page. It says the equation E of t equals 5 times 1.8 to the t power is the estimated number of employees, where t is the number of years since the restaurant was opened. So the first thing I'm going to do is type in this equation just like it appears. One nice thing about function notation in Desmos is it will use your variable t, it will use your variables, and it will go ahead and plot the graph. No need to convert to x's and y's. That is true for a lot of other handheld calculators, but not on Desmos. Now in this case, I'm going to make a table for this problem. Some of you watching this are thinking, why would you even use the calculator for this? It's obvious. If you know this answer, of course you would not do what I'm showing you. This is for somebody who really needs the data or the table to kind of make sense of what's happening. So that's why I like to show this strategy. So if you get a problem, maybe not one like this, and you need to understand it better, this is one strategy. Now, something important to note is the x's will say x1 when you create a table. So it's very important to use x1 when you input your column up here. So you'll notice I took out the y1 and just typed over that and typed e to the x1. And what it does is it substitutes in the values 0 through 4 and gives these outputs. So now hopefully this helps you answer the question, what does the 5 mean? Well, obviously when there was 0 employees, that's the t or the input, or 0, not employees, the number of years was 0, then there were 5 employees, which was the output. So the correct answer is A, the estimated number of employees when the restaurant opened. The restaurant opened when time was equal to 0. So the correct answer choice, A. For the next item, we'll stay on page 47 and we're looking at item 16. So in this case, we're given a function g of x, so we're going to type it into the calculator. Remember, shift 6 gives the exponent, and just type your 2. And quickly you'll see that there is no parabola showing, no graph showing, and that's because it's off your screen. So you can use the little plus minus here to zoom out, and there you have it. So the minimum value will be located at the vertex of this graph, and that would be the y-coordinate of this point. The answer is 55, answer choice B. The next item is item number 19, and it is located on page 48. We're given an expression with an A, and since we're given an expression with an A, I'm going to use a function notation for this. You have the option of just converting it to an X, but I kind of like to leave it the way it's written, so I'm going to do f of A, and then I'll type A raised to the 11/12 power. Shift 6 and then 11 divided by 12 gives you that fraction. Now I need the answer choices, so I'm going to type g of a, some other function name, equals, and then I'm going to type the answer choice. Now down at the bottom, I've already opened up this keypad, but you're going to open this up and go over to functions, and you're going to go all the way to the bottom, and right in the middle, you'll see nth root. Click this button to give yourself a frame to type into. And I'm going to type 12 here, and then A shift 6, 1, 3, 2. And I'm looking for two graphs that match over here on the right side of my calculator. And I can see right away, these are not the same. This red one is f of a, and this blue one is g of a. They're not the same. So this answer is not correct. So let's change this 12 to a 144, and let's leave this 132. Now this one looks like it might be different, but hold on. It says which expression is equivalent to a to the 11/12 when a is greater than 0. So what I want to do is I want to restrict this and use the little curly brackets. These are over by your P on your keyboard. And type in this domain, A is greater than 0. And when you do that, you will immediately see that this graph is the same as the red graph. So turn it off. If you click here, it'll turn it off. You can see that red graph. Now you see that blue graph. So answer choice B is equivalent to that expression because it produces the same graph. The next item is item number 23, and it is located on page 49. We are given an equation of a circle, and we are asked what is the diameter. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the equation of the circle to produce a graph. And there's the circle. So what is the diameter? And it's kind of hard to count, and I don't know, are these even count by ones? The easy way to get this diameter is just to click the point on the very top, that's your maximum, and the very bottom, that's your minimum point on that graph, and then you can see how far apart they are. So since this y-coordinate is 7 and this y-coordinate is -1, those are 8 spaces apart. You could also just subtract and see that they're 8 spaces apart. The correct answer was B. The last item we're looking at is item 27 on page 50. And here we do have to kind of be careful with the calculator because Desmos, I don't think, likes you using sliders in this problem because they're giving you an X, and when you do C, it looks like it's working, but then it stops. So add slider before you type equals 0. Otherwise, you may not be able to get it to work. So what I want is a value of C where there is no solution. So what I want to do is I want to zoom way out, and you'll see that this value of C is producing 2 solutions. It's 2 x-intercepts. So we're going to make this C much bigger. Let's make it a 100. That's still not big enough because it's still crossing in 2. So let's make it 300. Oh, that's too high. Let's make it 200. That's too low. So it looks like it's somewhere in between. I'm going to say 200 to 300, and I'm going to assume that they're not going to use fractions here. So let's use this, and let's scroll up until it's touching in one place, and that is the correct answer. The number C should be 289. It gives you one solution, which is 17. So be careful. You don't want to put 17. That is the solution, but you're looking for the value 289. That's the value of C. We have come to the end of our practice set, our 10 items, and we have stayed within the time limit per item, even with me giving you all these explanations. So I do think that these skills will help you speed up on some of these items if you need them. If you don't need them and you can get the answer quickly in your own way, then of course you should do that. This is the second in a series of 4 SAT practice videos that will use official items from College Board so that you can see how the Desmos calculator can be used. I encourage you to do all 4 videos in this series. The next one will be coming out sometime next week. And I do hope that this will help you improve your scores. You can reach me at technomath.com. That can be found in the show notes if you need to email me or question me about anything you're seeing here in this video that you need further assistance with. Y'all have a great day.